Hi guys, my name is Moj Taylor and I'm here to talk to you about my university experience. I went to Queen Mary University in London. I did drama and Spanish there, 4-year course, what's called a joint honours degree. I'm going to talk you through my 4 years there. Okay, so my first year counted for 10% of my degree. Let me tell you about my first week. Freshers week, that's the week where there's loads of clubs and societies with little stalls and you can sign up to things, tons of events, kind of meet and greet. Loads of things mainly run by the student union to get you used to student life and to get you doing all the admin side, like making sure you've got all your student loans and finance, making sure you know where everything is. I pretty much cried within about 10 minutes of my mum and dad leaving. They drove me into London. It was like a 3 or 4 hour trip, and I remember my dad, while we were going through Brick Lane area, because it wasn't as nice back in 2004, wasn't as gentrified as it is now. Hardly anyone with skinny jeans, no craft beer, just sometimes, occasionally, a glimpse of a very scary person. I remember when my dad drove me through and he just kind of went, "Did you actually go on an open day to this place?" And I remember saying to him, "Yes, I did, but I accidentally went to the wrong campus." He went, "Isn't there only one campus?" I kind of went to the medical college, which is down the road. So you can get these split site universities. The key point is that my dad was like, "Have you actually checked out the area you live in?" He dropped me off at my halls of residence, which were £80, back there was a steal, £80 a week. I remember my mum cried and I went, "Oh Mum, don't cry." And then my dad eventually was like, "Okay, come on, we need to go. Let's leave him to man up. Let's leave him to the classic stereotype of university being someone who learns grit and resilience and living independently." I didn't cry when my mum was there. I cried 10 minutes after she left. I realised, oh my God, hang on, I don't know anyone here. That's my first point. No one knows anyone. Don't go to a university that's local just because your mates go there. Do not go to a university just because your boyfriend really wants you to stay and he's going to be really disappointed if he has to get on a 3-hour trip to Warwick. If he has to get on a 3-hour trip and he cannot be bothered to do that, don't be with him. My point being, first year was worth 10% of my degree. It's basically one long freshers year. It's a year where some courses aren't even worth anything, worth zilch. Because it's about getting you used to the university lifestyle, getting you used to the work-life balance of your lectures and your seminars and your assessments, as well as just living in a place and getting used to it. First year is the year that most people drop out of university. And universities know this. They don't want you to drop out. Because if you drop out, that means that they get less money. So they don't want you to drop out. You don't want you to drop out because then you have to tell people you've dropped out. First year is mainly about you finding your feet. That means getting to know the town or the city or the middle of the countryside, wherever you choose your university. It means getting to know the city, where the shops are, where the essentials are, transport links, the areas you do want to go, the areas you don't want to go. It also means getting to know the university, and you'll be surprised how long that takes. And you will be surprised how short university is when you're there. You might get there mid to late September, only start beginning of October, and you might be done by March. Seriously. And you might only go back after having about 6 weeks of Easter off just to hand in some assessments or to have some exams. You might even hand your assessments in digitally, so you might not even have to go back to the uni after the end of your lectures and course parts, what they call contact time. That might be at the end of March. So you might move home at the end of March, go, "I've just done 6 months of uni, that's my first year done." First year is about finding your feet. And I found that quite difficult because I knew one other person from my year who went to university in London. That was it. And they weren't a good friend from my school. School and college are going to feel really different to university. They feel really, really different. I'm talking about college as in like college up to 18, because you can do a higher education course at a college. But I mean, let's say you're 18, whatever you've experienced before that, wherever you go to university, it will feel different to what you had. And it can take up to that whole first year of university just to find your feet. Mine was worth 10%, some people's were worth 0, as I said. Mine pretty much was getting used to the library, getting used to all the clubs and events you could join, finding the balance between having fun, some really weird, serious fun that I had. One involved a goldfish and a shaved head. It's about finding the balance between that stupid stuff and then also, which is just as important for your well-being. What I wish I'd known before I chose Queen Mary was the structure of the course. I chose drama. It was not very practical. That was the difference. The drama school is going to be like vocational, specific job training for acting. You're going to be doing stage combat, ballet, movement, performance, speech, voice, all these kind of workshops and classes intensively every week. Many more hours probably. When I was at university, I didn't really understand the difference. What I realised when I got to university was that it was a lot more lectures, and it was a lot more seminars, which are like smaller discussion-based groups, writing essays on drama, which I didn't really want to do. I had no exams as such. It was all kind of coursework based. It wasn't really the practical stuff, like the plays that I wanted. That's not to say my university didn't have it, because there's an amazing space called the Pinter Studio, and that is facilities that, again, that's what I've paid for. I've paid not just for my course, I've paid for the ability to book out that space and use this cool performance space. It made me think, God, I need to get involved in more things, because my course isn't satisfying me. I got involved with the drama club, and they offered for me to audition for a role, and then I went to Edinburgh at the end of my first year, and that was something which really changed my perspective of university. The idea that clubs and societies can make you just as employable, give you just as much wider experience as the actual course I'm on. And also I did a joint honours, so my other side was Spanish, and that was much more intensive, sitting around at a table speaking Spanish, which was great. It was good. It was scary, but it was good. It was basically a Spanish oral intensively every single week, which is the thing that most people feared, and I feared when I did my Spanish exams for GCSE and A-level. But it was also, again, a few lectures and seminars. My point is, check out the structure of the course. One of the main reasons at university, which makes you decide if you want to get up or not get up, because it's winter, it's September till April, remember, they're in the winter months. It's the people who are on your course, which you can't always predict, but also the person who is running the course. Not just running it, I mean the different people who will be teaching you, who will be tutoring you, whatever they call them. But basically, those people you have to go to, and you have to learn off every week when it's cold, and you have to get up and walk there for 8:30 and sit for an hour speaking Spanish. You've got to make sure you're passionate about it, and you can find out who they are. Firstly, you can find out online. They'll probably got their own web pages saying this department, here's the web pages showing you our team and their background, but also meet them on an open day. Meet them, talk to them, go there with 20 questions, because you need to know if you want to get up in the winter months and go and listen to them, take advice off them. They're going to be the ones telling you you've got certain deadlines. They're the ones, if you don't understand something, you're going to have to go to them and say, I don't understand this. So you've got to get on with them. It's just like being in a job. One of the main things in a job is, do you get on with people? Do you get on with your work, but with the team? So I found first year difficult. It was the balance, but they know that. That's why it's 10%, so it's finding your feet. Second year, that was where mainly I learned how to live independently, because my halls of residence, my student accommodation, that was pretty easy in first year. You just pay for it. And yeah, I was sharing a bathroom, one bathroom between 6 of us. I walked in on a guy naked in the bath called Bobby, and stuff was bobbing. And I didn't want to see that. He was a Scouse guy. I think he moved out of the university after 2 months because he was accused of nicking a TV from the library. Or it might be in a VHS player. I think it was a VHS player. Shows how old I am. My second year was about grouping together over summer and actually deciding who you want to live with. That's one of the scariest things at the end of the first year, is going, oh God, it's like when they pick people on a football field and you're left to last, deciding who you're going to live with. And then not just deciding, you need to get a deposit together, so you need to go to the estate agent, you need to maybe give a month or 2 months rent. And you're thinking, where's that money coming from? That's why you need to work over the summer. I worked in a scaffolding yard and at Domino's Pizza. I balanced those 2 jobs for about 4 months in my first year, just so I could have money for my deposit and also have some money for when I went back to university. Hi everyone, if you've liked these videos, then please subscribe. I'm going to be doing plenty more of these, all designed to try to help you guys think about what you might want from life and how to get it. And please check out the sister channel I have, which is the organisation I'm an executive of, which is Push, which is an organisation, a non-profit organisation, 25 plus years of giving useful, impartial advice to students, helping them understand their choices and what they might want from life. So please remember to subscribe to that.